Hello, my name is Goth Sloth Rothschild. I'm 38 years old. I was born August 21st, 1976. I'm a Leo. And basically, I was raised in a foster care, so I don't know what my ethnic makeup is, but I feel connected with people who have a strong moral fiber and have spiritual beliefs and are outspoken, typically outlandish type of characters. My religion is F.O.Y, and I developed it through the years after being saved, if you will, from crazy circumstances that I created in my life. I'm a traveler, so I've traveled around the U.S. and I ended up in California, where I did a cage fight on 3 days' notice. And I realized I was out of shape, of course, after getting beat quickly in the first round. But I got $100 for it, and then I discovered exercise as a form of mental salvation. And it led me into my current philosophy of F.O.Y. F.O.Y has five basic principles, if you will. The first one is that God is a woman, and the reason why God is a woman, oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that upsets a lot of people. But the child spends 9 months typically, or give or take a few in the woman's womb, coming into the earth. First person the baby typically sees is the mother. God is a woman. And these values are important into understanding how women are treated worldwide and why it's important for the next war to involve saving women and protecting their rights from being mutilated uh, needlessly in different parts of the world. And in the U.S., human trafficking is run rampant. So these are a lot of issues that the reason why we value our women and worship them for the commodities that they are. And God is a woman, and that's one of our first core values. And that takes us into the second core value, which is that our bodies are our temples, and you build your temple to depend on your temple. Whatever you put in your temple affects the validity of the structure. So if you're unhealthy, you have unhealthy sexual habits, you are mutilating yourself with tattoos or piercings or just needless wounds or whatnot of masochistic behavior. Um, Nutrition is about eating regularly, eating healthy foods, and just involving yourself with healthier lifestyles. The grocery store doesn't sell ingredients anymore. The grocery store sells pre-made meals that kind of guide you in that direction. So we're not really in control of the value of the food that we eat, but we can't. I mean, unless you go to some type of alternative grocery store, you can't go to a corporate type store. You have to go to either a foreign store of some type, maybe a Chinese or maybe an ethnic type store. They sell ingredients, but most of the corporate stores, even Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, are selling a lot of pre-made packaged items. So it's all about controlling what we're eating. Uh, it's important to help with mental illness such as ADD or whatnot. Having a healthy diet, like me myself, when I was a child, I didn't eat regularly. It affected my behavior. I acted erratically. Then I combined that with alcohol, and the next thing you know, I'm a troubled teen. So I think all those things should be alleviated with proper nutrition, exercise, and of course, guidance through role models and whatnot. The It's all about worshiping the body, treating it as a temple. And before anyone else will worship your temple, you have to worship your temple. And people expect to use clothing or manipulations of magic, if you will, to affect their appearance. But ultimately, your body is your temple, and you have to feed yourself properly in order to have all the effects. Which brings us to our next core value: exercise. Um, Exercise is a part of therapy. It's very good for the soul, the mind, as well as the body. It helps with exercise can eliminate a majority of the medical issues more Americans are facing: high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, heart disease. So by implementing 15 minutes of cardio into your exercise, which we recommend, that our religion forces our people to exercise, because during our congregation we are going to do a physical activity, whether it be a hike, a volleyball game, a kickball game, maybe some type of tai chi or yoga, or some type of alternative exercising phenomenon that we experiment with. We are not dedicated to one style of exercise. We dibble dabble with whatever is clever at the moment. That's my motto as far as working out goes. DW, do whatever, because anything's better than nothing. So it doesn't have to be something specific. It could be whatever you want to do at the moment. Exercising should be fun, and that's how we motivate people, is by encouraging them to have fun with it. It shouldn't be a chore. It should be a privilege, and it is a privilege. And exercising just reiterates the second core value, which is worshiping the temple. But more importantly than that, it's the result of the exercise is making more physically capable people. In the World War III that we're facing, the end of all times, the end of the world is here. Satan walks amongst us. Satan is in charge, and so we need God fearing we need soldiers of God to be physically apt. It's like a combination of Joel Osteen meets the power team. I'm an instructor of kickboxing, so I reiterate that into my instruction. It makes our soldiers feel more competent with their hands, being able to be more capable in a combat situation, and also making them stronger men, making them less likely to strike their women because they're more physically capable. So it's all about discipline and self-control, exercising in the form of weightlifting, in the form of martial arts. Women and men, the women are just as capable as hand-to-hand combat as far as self-defense and weapons. And so all this is a part of the lifestyle of F.O.Y, which brings us into our next realm of importance. We've already covered God. We've probably covered the body's a temple. We've covered exercising. It's a form of look and a purpose and function. And now we're going to cover knowledge, information, and how it's retained and perceived. It's very crucial. We're not going to force or push people to go in any direction as far as education goes. Any education is beneficial, whether you're going to a 2-year, 4-year technical school, a grocery store college like American Intercontinental University, or a beauty school, or whatever you do to better yourself, to feed that mind. The mind is a useful tool, but it needs to be fed with useful information. A long time ago, schools weren't available for certain people, but now the information is available, but we're having an abundance of bad information. So it's time to re-educate our youth with good information that's useful and does not lead them down the roads of addiction or teenage pregnancy, teenage felony convictions, things of that nature. The information the youth is getting is wrong. They're being misled by pop culture and entities that don't really have anything vested in their success. It's time to start educating the poor better so that, if the slave masters want slaves, they should know that their slaves have to be useful to a certain point, at least to have self-preservation, or else they're useless. So that's what's happening right now, is that the lack of education is making the bottom of the barrel useless because there's no self-preservation. We need to get that back in motion. It's very detrimental to the future of America when the kids are having kids and are uneducated and have no hope for being productive people ever. And that is happening over and over again. It's a crisis. It's an epidemic. It needs to be stopped now. F.O.Y can help that happen by empowering leaders to lead us in the right direction. F.O.Y is all about empowering leaders. We groom leaders. Everyone is encouraged to participate in the sermon. Everyone will take a chance to express their experience and how living this lifestyle has benefited them. Finally, and the last tier of our organization, F.O.Y, would be love. Now, love is, I like to explain it as a lifetime of varying emotion. It can be misperceived as being soft or weak, but love is the conquering factor in disassociating yourself with unhealthy habits, unhealthy places, unhealthy people, and healthy things. So you have to have love for yourself to disassociate yourself from things that are not good for you, such as drugs, alcohol, dysfunctional sexual behaviors, and really learn to analyze yourself. And the love is very harsh at times because it hurts. But in the end, the reward is having healthier relationships, having more self-esteem, and having healthier, more educated children, regardless if they're a corporate type. We work in a restaurant. Everyone should have the privilege and right to have self-esteem and education, to make themselves have honor in what they do, should not to feel demeaned or degraded by their position in life, but knowing that there's always an opportunity to improve, and that just being more satisfied with yourself in general at the end of the day by exercising will take away the pressures of having financial strains. When you look good, you feel good. You just have more energy, and you're better off for it. So it's the inside that matters as far as self-esteem, but when you work on your body on the outside, it does play a part with self-esteem as well. So it's all about combining the two together. It's about having a healthy inner child, healthy self-esteem, exercising, moisturizing, exfoliating, reveling in health, and cherishing the things in life that matter: love, relationships, unconditional love, tough love, uh, things that matter. Raising our children to be responsible, socially conscious people. I'm Goth, Sloth Rothschild. F.O.Y is the lifestyle. It's a culture. It's the future. Sloth, Goth, Rothschild.